Right guys, as you can see I have been a little bit busy with my lighting and it has proved very awkward in some places. We'll take you along, show you what I've done. So that bit you've seen before, and I've now got some yard lamps in. I've got some more lights above the sign on that warehouse. And I now have warehouses at the bottom end as well. This here is a fueling point, not glued in yet. That will actually sit like that. We'll take it down and we'll have a yard lamp down here. Now, I've not touched any of this area yet, leaving this for last. It's going to be quite awkward to do. What have I got left to do? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it along for the ride. I've got a little light outside this fueling point here. These fuel tanks. There's going to be a little light right at the end of the shed. I'm going to wire that up. But let me show you what problems I'm facing. Right, so as you know, when this board was originally made, one solid base at the bottom, oval of track with sidings down the back, then essentially there was a wood strip down that side, a wood strip down that side, and this is screwed down onto the top. So I've got this gap, and this is where my wiring is actually dropping to, and I've got lots of wires coming through. Various wires from my track work, some wires coming from my lighting. This is what's proving to be difficult. What I've actually done is, on this case, I've dropped the wires from this and managed to pull them through. That's what they've done there. And several ways of doing it. Use a screwdriver with a hook on it that weren't too deep. You could actually go in, gently pull the wires out. The wires that are a bit further, but with this idea, literally tapes a hook onto the end of my tape measure and pull out. And again, a light in there, gone in, hook the wire, pull it very slowly. Basically try not to catch any of the other wires. That's been the problem I found, is if you're not careful you catch a wire. If you pull it too hard, pull the wire out. So I'll show you what the wiring looks like in a minute. We'll cut to that scene next. So as you can see, I've got a very tight workspace to actually work in. There's a lots of different wires dangling underneath there. If I'm not careful, I'm going to catch a few and just pull more wires out. And this is what's been the problem when I've been doing this wiring. Been catching wires, knocking more lights off, putting lights on again, and it's sort of doubled the amount of time it's took to actually do any soldering and get the wires working again. This is what I'm going to contend with. So yeah, you can now appreciate what the wiring looks like underneath. Now then, I've got to get this wire right to the other end of the board, because my wire comes out at the back and up and into the back wiring. The solution I found again is use me a good old tape measure, and I've literally taped the ends on. I'm actually going to feed this through like that, get to the other end, and then I'll take the wiring off. And then we'll look to the next stage of where I'm going to actually feed it. But I'm going to crack on with that now. We'll see how far we get with this. Right, I've actually got my wire to the other end. I'm going to lock my screwdriver off, and I'm just going to leave that there. I've spun my board around now. there's my wiring, so it's come from one end all the way through to this other end. All I'm going to do now is undo my tape. So, and that's my wiring. So my next job, I've got to feed that wiring around the back here. I'm going to take it on handheld now. And this is a lot of my lighting wiring. There's a little hole there, which feeds to that, which will eventually feed to my distribution board. I've got to get the wire through that. It's then got to go through this little hole here, and that feeds out the front, and I've got to get them through that hole. So how am I going to do that? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed a wire through that hole, drag it through, and we're going to tape the wire onto the ends and pull it all the way back. So I'll have a go at that and we'll see if it works. Guys, so that is now taped up. Wire feeds through here underneath to that wire. So I'm just going to slowly tug this now, see if we can get the wire in the right place. Give it a jiggle jaggle, and I've lost the end. But have I got the cable far enough through? I believe I have. So we'll have a look down below. So as you can see, I got my wire part of the way through. There's the electrical tape. There we go. That's my cable through that hole. Now next got to get it through that hole, and I think it's just a case of the hole's just too tight at the minute. I'm just going to have to feed the wires one by one, and we'll take it to the top, and a bit of luck we'll get it wired in and we should see a light on. So I'll get those wires fed up now. Hey guys, I'm going to get these two last wires shot locked. We'll see if it actually worked. There you go, we got light. Right then, these lamps, as you can see, come with a little plastic base. So I need to try and take that base off. It's not actually that hard, it's just more fiddly than anything. So first thing I'm going to do is try and take the ladder off. That. Then sharp knife, and then gonna cut this little strip the corner to the pole like that. Then we're literally just gonna grab a corner, as you can see. She comes. Still got a little bit on there. Just excuse my hands, guys. Literally, where there's any excess, from the knife on the side. There we go. Then we'll just glue it in like that. There you go, guys. That's how I'm actually doing them. So they're in now. We'll let it all set, and we'll have another look at it, see what else I need to do. Right, what I've done is I've glued these on. I'm afraid this is a little bit of a casualty. I've lost a little bit of pipe work off the top. I may find the pipe, yeah, if not, I can soon knock another one up. That's not really a problem. What I've done is, when I've glued these down, I've used this outside frame 08, and I've literally put it by the side seeing what gap I've got. The reason I've used that loco is that it's probably one of the widest locos that we'll probably encounter. I don't know why, but it's got quite a width on it. And again, positioning that, I've had it this way. I tried it on the other track as well. That, and we'll just make sure it clears on both sides. That's how we've gone about placing the actual buildings. Right guys, today we're going to have a look at this little welding unit made by Illuminated Models. It's AL03. Give you an idea who these guys are. There you go. They do all sorts of itty bitty electronics, breakout boards, various pins. I've noticed I've started getting into class 66s and upgrade lighting kits for those. That seems to be a big thing for them at the minute. We're going to have a look at this little welding circuit. So let's have a look. Let's see what's in the packet. I did get some instructions. Basically in the instructions it says 9 volts, 12 volts DC or 16 volts AC. Basically then tell me just to make sure I've connected it the right way, and I should see a power light indicator. It's lit. So let's go have a look, shall we? So looking at this, we'll take it out and we'll have a closer look. Easy enough circuit. So that bit there, the LEDs, that's easy enough, and that bit there is the circuit board. So that's my power in on this side, and that's my power to the LEDs. Obviously it's the LEDs I need to make sure are the right way around. That takes AC, then it doesn't really matter which way you put your wires in. It's as simple as that. We'll put the wires in the power, so it's just this side I need to make sure I get the wires in the right way. This is just my 12 volt distribution block. We've seen that before. Right guys, we'll plug it in now and we'll see what happens. Let's have a look. We'll look at that. That's nice. Actually like the way they've used 2 LEDs on that one. Right then, so my first thoughts are this wire on here is way too thick for my purposes. It being engaged, I want to put a finer wire on so I can just put a smaller hole in it. The first thing I need to do is I need to change these cables. So I'm going to use some very thin wire, and that is it. It's what you use for your decoders. So that's my first intention. Right guys, we're back now. That was the first part, changing the cables on that. Let's plug it in, make sure she still works. Look at that. So that's the first job. So we've thinned the wire down, so all I need to do now is make a small hole for it to go in. What's my next job going to be? I'm going to paint it. So we shall have a go at painting it next. When you come back, I'll show you what it looks like. And so here we go. I've painted all that green board grey now. I've done it on the sides, and the bottom, the back and the top, and a bit of the wiring as well. That's now ready to fit to the place I'm going to put it. All I've used is some of that. It's Humble Enamel and it's matte 164. normal grey. I think this is the grey I actually use for inside my engine shed as well. So next we'll go over and we'll get it installed. And then, so we're going to have a go installing this. If you notice guys, it actually will, carefully, will fit right between. That's what we're going to do. Where am I going to place it? Place it probably about here. So, I've got my little light actually stuck in now between my tracks. Now, I could have gone at the end, but my thoughts were, put a loco under it, the light will shine out underneath the loco. So this is why I've gone in a bit. The next job, pull the wires through at the end, bring them round the back again. So let's go have a look at that. Right then, this is how I've wired it in. That there feeds up into this board here. This board is the welding board. Got one wire goes to this chop block. Second wire goes through this switch and into that chop block. That chop block just feeds power to the main distribution board at the end. The idea is I can press that on. As you can see, a little green light came on there. And I can press it and it goes off again. But I know the board's got power, so all I've got to do now is wire the LEDs up to that board. Hopefully she works. Now the reason I've actually got a chop block with a switch in between it to another chop block, in the future, who knows, I may alter that switch. I might put a timer in the middle. I'm not sure yet, but that's another future project. All I'm doing essentially, I'm just future proofing this for the time being. And we'll get that light wired up to that switch. We'll see if the LED still works. That's my next job now, guys. Guys, moment of truth. Let's put the switch on. If I can find it. There we go. Oh, look at that. Have a welding effect. So that is just brilliant. So, well chuffed with that. So that's the arc welder from Illuminated models. There's my building. Me line my plugs up. There you go. That's what it looks like. So we'll leave it there and I'll just let you finish off and I'll just show a few close-up photos of what the lighting actually looks like. So, stay safe guys, we'll catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.